Okay, survivors, grab your duct tape and your last can of beans, because today we're talking about a zombie game that actually wants you to die on purpose. This is Everland, a co op survival sandbox where the apocalypse doesn't start after everything's already on fire. You're there at minute one of the end of the world. The meteor misses, everyone cheers, and the sky starts to bleed red spores like Silent Hill's weather system got a DLC. 90% of life on Earth, plants, animals, people, all infected. The other 10%, that's you, the lucky, unlucky few trying to survive with nothing but junk, common sense, and a deep fear of Steam Early Access. But there's a catch, and it's a big one. A little later, I'll show you the mechanic that might make you want to die in a zombie game. On purpose. Zeverland's a multiplayer survival crafting game for PC, developed and published by the indie studio Quantum Quirks. It's coming to Steam soon, which is industry code for don't schedule your vacation around it, but maybe hit that wish list so you don't forget it exists. It's not the usual years after the outbreak misery simulator. Zeverland drops you into the very beginning of the apocalypse. Water still runs, it just might kill you. Lights are on, but your neighbor's busy being eaten by their extended family, and traffic laws, well, they're gone. It's the first chaotic day of the New World Order, and you're the guy who logged in early. The whole thing plays out on a huge open world, about 576 square kilometers of scenic exploration, right up until the scenery starts chasing you down for its next meal. Zeverland doesn't hand you a sword or a tutorial, it hands you a crowbar, a bad idea, and says figure it out. It's less about levels and more about not licking the glowing puddle. The game basically tells you that if you're thirsty, smash the vending machine. If you're hungry, raid someone's pantry. And if you get bitten, well, congratulations, you've just unlocked the undead loyalty program. There's no hyper-punishing 400-page rulebooks here, just pure survival logic. See food, eat it. See zombie, don't hug it. See red rain, maybe don't take a shower in it. Where I think the game really shines is the crafting. The devs basically threw a tantrum at normal weapons and decided what if every piece of trash could be fused into something ridiculous and lethal. So they literally advertised taping a curling iron to a selfie stick to fry zombies, turning random junk, even Zed body parts, into improvised tools and weapons. It's like Dead Rising had a baby with a hardware store clearance aisle. The tone's a fever dream, visually cutesy, almost chibi. But the gameplay itself leans darker and way more serious. Think Animal Crossing got infected and Tom Nook's been replaced by a meteor impact and bad life choices. Now this isn't some cozy little 4-player lobby where you and 3 friends roleplay mildly inconvenienced campers. Zeverland is built as a large-scale online survival world. It's pitched as multiplayer and co-op at its core, set across towns, villages, mountains, and coastlines that shift between infection-heavy zones and infection-light zones. You're just one confused survivor in a giant shared sandbox. Some sources even mention dozens to hundreds of players per world, with thousands of survivors as the overall pitch. So you'll have plenty of people to either team up with or absolutely betray for a can of beans and a working truck. The vehicles have me super excited. And this is where things start getting weird in the best way possible. These aren't just cars, they're rolling extensions of your survival strategy. You can reinforce them, paint them, bolt armor and weapons on them, slap storage compartments inside, and even plant crops on the roof. Every ride becomes a reflection of how you plan to survive or die trying. One player might build a silent, self-sustaining mobile home base, and another rigs up a death trap on wheels just to plow through hordes. And then someone else inevitably installs loudspeakers and a playlist to lure zombies like it's a post-apocalyptic block party. It's less about what you drive and more about how stupidly creative you're willing to get before the gas runs out. On top of that, the world runs in 30-day seasons with changing weather, group quests, restored landmarks, and server-wide infection events. The idea is to make survival feel dynamic, a living world that actually shifts over time instead of one endless loop of looting the same gas station. So far, so good. It's ambitious, it's big, it's co-op friendly, but remember that mechanic I teased at the start. Well, that's where Zeverland stops being rust with red rain and turns into something way more interesting. In most zombie games, you die, you respawn, you complain about lag, and the world just resets like it didn't even notice you were gone. But in Zeverland, if you lose the fight, you don't just respawn, you switch sides. Get infected, and instead of game over screen, you keep playing as a Zed. That means your story doesn't end, it just mutates. Now you're seeing the apocalypse from the other side. You gain new undead abilities, lose your toys and vehicles, and start building something darker. influence, power, maybe even a horde that follows your lead. One bite later, and you're not out of the game. You're the new problem everyone else is running from. The devs call it a dual perspective system, human versus Zed, where every 30-day season can end differently. Maybe the survivors pull off a cure, maybe they go nuclear, or maybe the undead win and paint the whole map red. It's a living cycle where the community's decisions decide whether the world limps on or completely collapses. And that's the hook. It's one of the few zombie games that makes your death a continuation, not a punishment. You can play a full season as a human, flip to the Zed side halfway through, or even bounce between both over time. It's the kind of mechanic that practically begs for insane stream moments and betrayal montages. Now, before we all start worshipping the Red Rain, let's take a breath. Zeverland is still an indie project from a small team trying to juggle a massive open world, large-scale multiplayer servers, a deep crafting system, custom vehicles, weather cycles, and that whole dual human versus Zed transformation mechanic. That's a ton of moving parts for a studio that's probably coding from a bunker powered by instant coffee and pure optimism. And while some early write-ups threw around 2025 as a target, that's basically been walked back. Sources say Zeverland has only just entered pre-alpha testing. Translation, we're still in the half the doors don't open and sometimes the sky falls through the ground phase of development. So a full release this year is probably not happening. Realistically, we're probably looking at an early access launch window sometime between 2026 and 2027, if things go smoothly. Maybe we'll get a limited public test build before that. Kind of slow burn rollout the 7 Days to Die in Project Zomboid used to build their cult followings. Now that's not bad news, by the way. It's actually smart. It means the team's taking time to test, break, and rebuild before throwing it to Steam's wolves. So keep your hype in check. Wishlist it, join the Discord, and treat this one like a long-term watch, not the next big drop next quarter. When it finally lands, it might just give us a world worth dying in. Twice. So the final verdict from this grumpy little corner of the apocalypse: Zeverland isn't just another zombie survival game. The common sense survival, the junk fusion crafting, the buildable vehicles, the season-based world, and especially the you keep playing as a Zed twist is all legitimately interesting. Quantum Quirk sticks to the landing, this could stand shoulder to shoulder with some of the best survival sandboxes out there, instead of getting buried under the Steam graveyard of half-finished zombie dreams. So drop a comment and tell me this. If you had to pick one path in Zeverland, are you staying human and rebuilding civilization? Or are you embracing the infection and becoming the undead final boss that the server deserves? If this breakdown helped you dodge a bad buy or find a new obsession, hit that like, subscribe, and ring the bell. And if you want to watch me personally test whether dying and becoming a zombie is actually more fun, catch the streams live here on YouTube or over on Twitch. Link down below. So until next time, survivors, God bless, be safe. I'll see you guys in the dark.